Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia. It's time for Veterans Business Radio, brought to you by ATL Vets, providing the tools and support that help veteran-owned businesses thrive. For more information, go to atlvets.org. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, broadcasting live from Riverside Park, 21st Annual Tillman Run. So excited to be talking to Zach Knight, the brains behind ATL Vets. Is that accurate?
I don't know if I have the brains. I would say I'm the looker.
The brawn?
The brawn, maybe.
Behind.
The looks, whatever it is, yeah.
So tell us, for the folks who aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about ATL Vets and your mission, purpose, and how you're trying to serve folks.
Yeah, ATL Vets stands for Advancing the Line for Veterans. So we're a national organization focused on veterans that are management level, executive level vets. So guys that have been in 15, 20 years and really want to find a equitable transition, really focused on entrepreneurship, helping them build and grow businesses, and also workforce development, where we help them find a culture they can fit in that they actually stay in the workforce.
Now, what's the involvement with the Tillman Run? Why is it important for this to be part of what you're up to?
So we have a movement pillar. One of the biggest things we do each month is put together community fitness events, trying to make sure vets are getting back out, staying active. The Tillman Run, something that's been happening in Atlanta for several years that we've been a part of. And my wife, Taylor, she's running the warm-up this morning. She's our movement pillar lead, and she loves making men cry at the end of the day. She's one of those, like the prettiest drill sergeant you never asked for, makes me do push-ups every morning. Now, she's amazing. It fits perfectly into what we're focused on. The Tillman Run's one of those that goes to an amazing cause, obviously Pat Tillman. And as an Army guy, we got to rep the Army guys, right? We don't really care about the Navy guys or the Air Force guys. So we really just want to get out here, get the community moving and active, and really spread the word about what veterans are doing here in Atlanta.
And then your work with the run is also personal, right? What's your involvement? Is ASU?
So I'm not an ASU guy. I actually went to an educational school, not a party school. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If anybody hears that. No. ASU does, a couple alumni run this. We're just the main sponsor for today. So we're able to bring in the Atlanta Track Club. We're able to highlight being a Peachtree qualifier. So we have it out here where it's actually a qualifier of the Peachtree Road Race. And then we're just the main sponsor coming out here supporting the Tillman Run and the Tillman Foundation.
And how have you seen the run evolve over the years?
You know, once the Army stopped paying me, I stopped running. So I'm really just the guy over here throwing snacks at people. We've seen it really grow. You know, COVID was really tough for us. It really kind of took a big hit with obviously so many factors with COVID, but we're really bouncing back. We have about 300 runners out here this year. Last year we were at about 200. So we're growing, making it really a great event. The Peachtree Road Race qualifying aspect, I think, is huge because so many people, it's the last opportunity to get to the road race. So it's like a last chance to qualify and then come out. So we're really trying to push that forward and just grow the community.
Now, any advice for other people who are trying to build a community? What are some of the things that's worked for you in terms of growing the number of runners? You mentioned that COVID, you kind of had to rebuild a little bit coming off of that. So any advice that you can share about how to kind of relaunch or kind of reboot some event that's super important? And obviously there's a demand for it. It just, for whatever reason, people get out of the habit of going and doing it.
Yeah, and it's tough. I think a lot of people got a blip during COVID. And one of the things, everybody says it, and I'm going to say I actually mean it, the collaborative effort where, again, this is for the Tillman Foundation. This isn't for Advancing the Line. As we have grown nationally, we're in 10 cities, 7 states across the country. What we like to do is find what's happening awesome, what's great things happening in the community that we can just support and rally around, where our biggest piece is that we have the ground troops. So we can rally troops, we can bring the people out. That's one of the biggest things. So I'd say really find what are other people doing. You don't have to go start your own thing, right? I don't want to start a 5K or start this one's 4.2 miles. I don't want to go start a race when there's already an amazing one happening. Let's just plus it up, build it, and together we all grow.
So is that one of the things you're looking for, is more partners to collaborate with?
Yeah, all across the country. Like I said, we're in 10 states. We were, our 10 cities, we were in Phoenix, which is where a lot of this is based, over at Arizona State. We were there 2 weeks ago. We're in Tampa this past week. We're heading into Austin in a week and a half. So we're kind of just growing and just looking for those organizations and those veterans in the local communities, just making an impact. And we want to highlight, be a part of their mission and see how we can help them.
And it doesn't matter how big or how small, you're just looking to have conversations with as many folks as possible.
That's it. Let's just figure out a way to actually make a huge impact, world domination in the veteran community,
Just one organization at a time.
One organization, one city, something just to get the mission out there, the voice out there, something that obviously with Business RadioX and some of the stuff we're doing to play together, that's another piece, is just how do we highlight all the awesome things happening and build platforms to really highlight the veteran that likes to hide in the shadows. How do we bring them in the forefront?
So how do you kind of choose what the next city is? Are you looking for kind of a veteran in a local market to raise their hand and say, hey, Zach, I'm in Memphis and I'd love to be working with you?
That's one piece of it. We have a couple great national partnerships with like Tunnel to Towers, IVMF at Syracuse University. That's one thing we look at, but we also look at what are communities. Like Atlanta is the 6th largest veteran community in the country. And nobody thinks of Atlanta as a veteran city compared to our second biggest city is Tampa, right? Nobody thinks of Atlanta in the same way they think of Tampa and SOCOM, where I was attached for a while. So we're kind of looking at those underserved veteran communities where a lot of national support doesn't come to Atlanta. So how do we actually plus up a community where there's such a great ecosystem for veterans here? How do we plus that up? And then same with Phoenix and Austin. Nobody thinks, oh, that's where I want to go to as a veteran. But there's so many great resources in both of those cities. How do we just highlight that, plus that up, and just really bring attention to the right cities where so many good things are happening?
Is there, what are the next cities on the roadmap?
We're looking, San Diego is a veteran city. So we're looking to stand up San Diego, Charlotte. We're already in Nashville, Huntsville, Tampa, DC, Norfolk, Austin, Dallas. So we're kind of finding those. And then we keep getting pulled, it sounds like, to Chicago. But I love staying below the Mason-Dixon line. I'm a Southern boy, so I like to stay warm. But yeah, we're kind of just trying to find those cities. Where do people actually want to see the veteran city and community grow?
And if folks want to connect with you, what's a website? What's the best way to connect?
Yeah, atlvets.org. Again, that's Advancing the Line for Veterans, but a play on Atlanta. The ATL stands for Advancing the Line, but atlvets.org. That's our biggest piece. Or LinkedIn. We're all over. Zach A. Knight. If you want to reach out directly to me, I'm always try to be accessible. So it's one of those, just reach out, follow along. We have a ton of events that we do all across the country. Just come check it out and meet up, shake my hand, and then do some push-ups for my wife because she loves making men cry.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for all that you do.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right. This is Lee Cantor, back in a few at the 21st Annual Tillman Run.